So I just completed my week 2 of my fitness reset challenge, and I did better, a lot better in some areas. And then I also struggled in some areas. So let's get right into what my goals were and what my actual numbers were. So my goal for the 7 days was to eat 980 grams of protein. I did not quite reach that this week, which was actually one of the areas that I did really well in last week. I actually ended up eating 804 grams of protein. Now then, for my deficit of calories, I wanted to be in a negative of 2,500 calories, and I ended up only being in a deficit of 1,955. So I was 550 calories over for the week of what I wanted to be. And I will explain what happened, because I think that's a really important thing, is to identify where you went wrong, because we can't change unless we are being super, super honest with ourselves. And then for water, this week I really struggled with water. So my water goal was 560 ounces, and I had 380 ounces. So I definitely did better than last week with that as well. Now, where I went wrong this week, I did get in 4 workouts. My goal was to get in 5 workouts. And that is actually where I struggled. I was just less active. So that's what caused my calorie deficit to not be what it should have been. I am not going to drop my calories below a certain number. Because I won't drop below that, it means that I have to burn more calories in order to have a calorie deficit. I ended up having my Remicade infusion this past week, which I did take into consideration when I was setting my goals for the week. I set it so I knew I wasn't going to work out on 2 days last week, but I actually ended up being unable to work out on 3 days last week. I got a lot more sick from my infusion than I typically do. If you know how it is to have infusions that kill your immune system, it really can take a number on you physically. And so that is where I went wrong. Now, last week, in my first week video, where I had gone wrong and what I wanted to focus on not doing this week was eating out. I had eaten out way too much, and that's why my calorie deficit wasn't where I wanted it. This week, I did really well with that. So I only ate out one time, and that was my goal. I did go out to ice cream as well one time, which again, I am totally fine with, to have one dessert and then one meal. That's where I try to keep it. For this coming week, I'm hoping that my body will recover and I can start to get some of my energy back. When I get those infusions, sometimes the exhaustion becomes so extreme that it's actually almost difficult to breathe. It just feels like it's a chore to breathe. So I'm hoping that I'm able to recover from that and feel better this week. That is my goal. I really appreciate you guys supporting me and encouraging me along this journey. It really does help me keep on track